councillors and members of the public that are here this evening. This meeting is being live streamed through YouTube. Can I ask anyone with mobile phones here to put them on off or on silent? If you need to leave the room, just go out and use the call out there. There's no fire alarm program for this evening, so if the fire alarm does go off, it is a live alarm. Could you leave the building by the designated route and meet outside the Chinese restaurant? If you haven't completed the book at the end with your names, please do that now so that we can take a record if we do have to leave the building. Again, I would like to remind everyone that this meeting is being held in compliance with the standing orders of Southwarder Parish Council, and can I confirm that all councillors have received the relevant documentation? Okay, thank you. I can confirm now the method of voting would be to approve, raise hands when called for, to reject, raise hands when called for, and abstain, raise hands when called for. Right, we'll now proceed with the public participation section of the meeting. I believe we have somebody here that wants to speak.
We do. We have Hannah Courtney who would like to speak on item 14, planning appeals, reference DC 241997. Hannah, would you like to come forward, please? You push the button.
Yeah. So thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak this evening. My apologies in advance for speaking quickly, but I do have a lot I want to get through. I'd like to address the recent planning appeal decision relating to the proposed 3G pitch on the Gill Field. Whilst planning permission has now been granted, it's important to recognise that planning permission does not override private legal rights or restrictive covenants. In other words, planning consent alone does not make a development lawful. The Gill Field is protected by two restricted covenants. The first is a user covenant, which states that the land may only be used as a public open space. The second is a building covenant, which states that any building or structure on the land must be ancillary to the community centre and ancillary to the use of the land as public open space. Residents have obtained specialist legal advice from King's Counsel with expertise in covenant law. That advice concludes that the proposed 3G pitch would breach both the user covenant and the building covenant. If that advice is correct, the development cannot lawfully proceed unless those covenants are first modified, released, or otherwise dealt with through the appropriate legal process. The community should also understand that the Gill CIO as licence holder does not have the legal authority to apply to remove or vary these covenants. Any proposal to modify, release or seek the removal of the covenants would be a matter for the landowner and may also affect the rights and interests of those who benefit from the covenants. Furthermore, the LMA makes clear that the Gill CIO must comply with the covenants and cannot seek to amend or disregard them. I therefore respectfully ask the Parish Council to provide reassurance to residents this evening. Will the Council uphold the terms of the LMA and ensure that no development proceeds unless and until all covenant issues have been properly resolved? I would also ask the Council to carefully reflect on why these protections were put in place in the first instance. The field was gifted to the people of Southwarder as public open space, not for one group, not for one activity, but for everyone, for informal recreation and future generations. The family who gifted this land are still part of our village today. They've expressed deep concern at the prospect of seeing their gift enclosed and fundamentally changed. So I'd like to leave the Council with one clear question. Can the Parish Council confirm tonight whether it intends to uphold and defend the covenants protecting the Gill Field, and whether it will prevent any attempt by the Gill CIO to seek their modification or removal? Because if these covenants are no longer worth defending, residents deserve to know why. And if they are worth defending, residents deserve to know that the Council will honour both the letter and the spirit of the gift that was made to this village. The decision before us is not simply about a football pitch. It's about whether land that was gifted to the whole community, protected by covenant and enjoyed for generations as public open space will remain so for future generations. I therefore respectfully urge the Parish Council to protect the Gill Field as public open space and to take whatever steps are necessary to ensure that this unique community asset remains available to all residents now and in the future. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that statement. Obviously, this is a planning committee and I can't address anything at the planning committee that's outside the bounds of the planning committee. If you would like to leave a copy of your request for the parish council to deal with the matters that you've raised, could you leave it with Julie here, and that will be taken to the executive officer. I'm sure we'll address that in due course. Item 2 on the agenda, apologies for absence.
Into standing orders.
Sorry?
We're going to move into standing orders.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah, we're reinstating standing orders now. Thank you. Item 2, apologies for absence.
We have apologies from councillors Moore and Haddon this evening.
Thank you. Item 3, declarations of interest. That is personal or pecuniary interest with anything to do on the agenda. Unstated. Item 4, to note the planning meeting minutes of the 6th of May 2026. These have already been approved at full council. And to go to matters arising, are there any matters arising out of those meeting minutes of the 6th of May 2026? Anyone wishes to raise at this current time? Okay, thank you. Item 5, Chairman's report. I have nothing to report here because I need to make some statements on the local plan which comes in on item 11. Item 6, Executive Officer's report.
Nothing to report this evening.
Okay, thank you very much. Item 7, correspondence.
The presentation prepared by Horsham District Council for parish councils has been received and shared with all councillors this week.
Okay, thank you very much. Item 8, highways, drainage, street lighting, street names, numbers, urges, footpaths and rights of way.
The letters to landowners at Tower Hill have now been delivered, and I'd like to thank Councillors Moore and Councillor Vickers for their assistance in delivering these. Roadworks that will be taking place in Southwater in the coming weeks include utility roadworks by Openreach on Millfield from the 1st to the 3rd of June with give and take traffic control. On Timber Mill from the 3rd to the 5th and the 5th to the 9th with stop-go boards in operation. Carriageway incursions on the Fieldings until the 5th of June and Bluecoat Pond from the 2nd to the 4th of June. Construction of a new footway at Christ Hospital Road from the 3rd to the 16th of June with two-way signals in operation. Daytime closure of the left turn lane from the A24 at Buck Barn onto Cowfold Road due to urgent tree felling works on the 9th of June from 9:30 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. Daytime road closure for carriageway patching on Coolham Road from the junction of Cowfield Road to 2 Mile Ash on the 12th of June from 9 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. Lane closure at Hoppost Roundabout, south side of roundabout to replace signage, 17th to the 19th of June. Road closure at College Road for carriageway repair work outside numbers 3 to 13 on the 29th of June from 9 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. Advance notes of works include the nighttime road closure on the A24 Worthing Road northbound from Washington Roundabout to Buck Barn from the 2nd to the 7th of July. 24-hour road closure for a new water connection on Tower Hill from outside Stoneleigh in the Granary and 250 metres south of the junction with Salisbury Road from the 27th to the 31st of July. All details have been shared on our website and social media.
Thank you very much for that. Item 9, neighbourhood plan.
I can confirm that the application for designation of neighbourhood plan is being processed by Horsham District Council, and the proposed consultation that has been suggested is the 19th of June until 5 p.m. on the 7th of August. This is providing a 7-week window due to the summer holidays. This is subject to approval from Shipley, which we are currently awaiting, and once this is received, Horsham District Council will proceed to issue the details to the website and provide us with the relevant details to conduct the consultation.
Okay, can we run a chase up with Shipley to see if that just to make sure they know that we need this before any work can commence. Thank you. Item 10, down to you again, community governance review.
The consultation close date's the 22nd of June, so we've got a few more weeks to go. We are still formulating the council's response to this, and this will be shared once it's finished. But can I just remind councillors to submit their own responses to the consultation and to confirm to myself that you have done this. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Right, item 11, Horsham District Council local plan. Have you got anything to say on that first of all, or do you want me to take this?
You can jump
Okay,
in.
right, thank you. Okay, there was a Zoom meeting last week with Horsham District Council regarding their local plan situation, and the main part out of this is that the inspector is looking for a supply of at least 20,100 homes, which is the high growth scenario. The current situation at the moment is that there's a total of 18,678 with 15,925 in possible allocations, with a shortfall of 2,753 homes plus any headroom to make up the 20,100. A couple of items that have cropped up in the detailed document or the partial documentation that they actually submitted, and that's that now an additional item has been added in there, that any planning appeals will be added to the list to contribute towards the supply over the planned period, so that previously planning appeals used to stand aside and didn't get acknowledged in the numbers, but now it's going to be used to contribute towards the supply, which could be quite helpful on the basis of the requirements to get these houses built within the time period. They're looking at potential additional strategic sites, which are currently under review, which is land at Adversane, expansion to the east of Billingshurst, land to the west of Billingshurst, and land at Buck Barn. We already have an allocation for Southwater, so these are additional strategic sites that they're looking to actually make up the numbers, as we need to get a 5-year housing land supply in place, or Horsham District Council needs to get a 5-year land supply in place to give the protection under the local plan. Those were the main points of the Zoom meeting. It's positive in one way that it looks at the local plan actually can be achieved, and it looks as though the numbers allocated are going to be quite a lot higher than were originally anticipated, but not to an extreme. If anyone wants copies of these, I can supply these copies for you, and they do make an interesting read. Horsham District Council are working forward to actually get the land supply numbers in place and to make a robust local plan, which is positive. We're still in a section at the moment, probably for the next 12 months, which we will be subject to probably speculative developments, one of which is a small speculative development, which we will be looking at a little bit later on. But I think developers will be coming forward to try and get in there before this local plan is in place, which is probably aimed to take place probably February, March next year. Yes, Councillor.
Yes, thank you for that update. Apologies I wasn't able to make the meeting. Are we any closer to knowing when we will know of Southwater's allocation within those local plan numbers?
I did raise this, and it looks as though it's going to be somewhere around August this year.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions on that? Okay, fine, thank you. Right, moving on to item 12, new planning applications. First planning application is DC 260696, and it's with Councillor Villas.
This is the erection of 5 glamping pods for holiday accommodation with deckings, footpaths, track and parking permanent turning area. Having looked at the site and looked at the proposals put forward, I've got no objection to this, as long as they limit it to the 5 glamping pods that they've proposed for the site. As we probably know anything over 5, you might need a licence from the local council anyway for it.
Right.
But it does fit into the countryside quite nicely. And
Is that attached to a residential property?
no, it's not.
No, right, okay.
So it's in a field on its own with a separate access off of Tower Hill. It's not far from the Boar's Head, actually. But there's no objection.
Okay, fine, thank you. DC 260. Oh, yes, so we can get a proposal, a seconder for that, please.
Sorry,
Yeah.
just a quick question on that. Will it have a hard standing, or will it just be?
There are. The pods themselves will be on hard standing, but they're separated, and there's quite a lot of greenery around, and there's one main track in with bicycle sheds and bin stores. So it's actually quite a nice, and it's situated around a central sort of section of environmental grass, hillside and trees. So it's quite nice.
Supports the local economy as well, which is good.
Well, it does support it, yeah, for tourism. So it's good.
So it's proposed by Councillor Villas, seconded by Councillor Pearce. All in favour? It's approved. Next one is DC 260735, which is what I mentioned previously. It's a repeat application, or an application that originally was made in 2024, which is July 2024, which was refused by Horsham District Council. In September 2024, refused by Horsham District Council, went to appeal on the 15th of July 2025 and was refused at appeal. It's a duplicated application, which is exactly the same as the 2024 application, which I think is a situation that it fails all tests of local plan and also the neighbourhood plan. It's development in the countryside. It's against the majority of the policies we have, and it's an unallocated site. And I would recommend refusal on that basis. It's an application in principle application, which doesn't go into a great deal of detail, but if objected to and eventually refused, will be allowed to go to appeal. So I think this is a sort of a situation that it's unacceptable in the current format with the local plan and with South Water neighbourhood plan. And I would recommend refusal on that basis. Could I have a seconder for that, please? Thank you. Anyone like to comment on it before we vote?
Yeah, is that something that will go to committee or will be handled by officers, or unknown at this point?
It should be handled by officers. There's only one objection at the moment, so it doesn't automatically go to committee. One objection and one recommending that it should be approved. So the time limit looks as though it doesn't create a great deal of enthusiasm, so it'll be an officer delegated one.
Okay. Just if we could, if it does go to committee, if we could make a representation.
Yeah, we'll do. We'll note that. Thank you. It should. I mean, if it goes the same way as the previous one, it's in compliance with the old local plan, so it shouldn't go before committee by necessity unless it's called for with eight members. So, sorry, can I have a vote on that, please? Thank you. Approved. Item DC 160760, 18 King Edward Avenue. That's with Councillor Pearce.
Yes, this is a straightforward single-storey extension. I've actually went to the site to double-check things, even though I looked at it on maps. Quite a lot of the adjoining properties have also got already single-storey extensions, and I can see no reason to object, so I approve it.
Okay, can I have a second of that, please? Anyone wants to comment before we vote? All in favour? Anyone against? Okay. New planning applications for consideration with a deadline prior to the meeting. There's only one application, DC 260606, which is a surgery to One Ash.
Yes, our tree warden has inspected this tree, has no objection to the works requested, which is reduction up to 25%. The applicant raised concern about the roots and wondered what could be done, but on inspection, they said the roots were actually fine. The ground was solid. There was no need to do anything with regards to the roots.
Okay. Can I have a retrospective proposal, please? Seconder, Councillor Villiers, Councillor McBurley. All in favour? Thank you, that's approved. Item 14, planning appeals.
We have two planning appeals. The first one is the receipt of the appeal decision and costs being approved for DC 241997, the Gill Pevensey Road. A copy of this was sent to all councillors once received. The second one is DC 252133, Beckley Stud Reeds Lane. They are appealing in respect of the erection of a new storage building and associated hard standing and retention of existing installed hard standing. This appeal is to be determined by written representation, with all comments to be sent to the Inspectorate by the 2nd of July, and we will be preparing a response to this.
Thank you very much. Anyone wish to comment on that? We can't comment on the Gill one because it's on land owned by the parish council. But if you wish to comment on the Beckley Stud application,
Just to say that obviously there's been some issues that occurred recently regarding the same site as well that I think I saw on social media with an entrance to the site being.
We will cover that at a later point.
Okay, thank you.
okay. Item 16, planning compliance, which I think is where this is covered.
15.
15. Oh yeah, Horsham District Council decisions. A list of decisions was sent out to you earlier on today. They're just for noting. So you know, it's again certain decisions that Horsham have agreed with us. Certain they haven't done, but it's quite a situation that they don't always agree with us. So
There was one additional application that was added onto the list that I sent out today. The type of application that was means we don't get notified in advance of it, and we don't get the opportunity to comment unless we're made aware of it. Fortunately, in this instance, the officers have refused that application.
yeah, that's to do with the COPS, Worthing Road, and to do with some what they were thought were non-material amendments. Horsham District Council have decided they are material amendments and therefore got to submit another application. Okay, thank you. Item 16, planning compliance.
In May, Horsham District Council received 37 new complaints. They closed 18 complaints, 2 were no breach, 6 the breaches ceased, and 6 planning applications were received. 2 enforcement notices were issued and 1 temporary stop notice, but none in Southwater. 2 appeal decisions were received in May, both were partially squashed, and planning permissions granted for unauthorised development. There are 8 outstanding decisions at appeal. There are 2 new complaints raised in Southwater. EN 260158, Beckley Stud Reeds Lane, alleged creation of a new access along Constable Lane. EN 260157, Rowan 2 Mile Ash, unauthorised platforms for a zip wire on land following the refusal of application DC 251834. They are both still pending decision.
Thank you very much. That completes the agenda for this meeting. The next date of the next meeting is the 1st of July 2026. Thank you very much for your attendance.
Meeting has ended at 6:24 p.m. Thank you.